Welcome to episode 20 of Celtic Sagas and Lore. I am your host, Martin Vaughan Watkin. In this episode I'd like to do a little bit about the fairy tale castle in Wales known as Castell Coch. Now that translates as the Red Castle, and it is very fairy tale-ish. It is set on a wooded hillside, about an hour from Cardiff, and can be seen from the M4, which is the main road. The castle itself is what's known as a Gothic revival, and it was built by the third Marquis of Bute, who was if you think of a Saudi prince these days with all the oil money, he was a coal baron. Coal being very prevalent at the time, and Wales is very rich in anthracite coal. Now, Lord Bute himself also built Cardiff Castle, which is very similar to the Tower of London and Edinburgh Castle. Not in the same way, but the fact that it's in the centre of the city and is a major tourist attraction and still used today for events and other things. Now, Castell Coch itself is, like I said, was built in its present form around about 1840. But the castle itself was a Norman castle built around the same time as the other ones after the Norman invasion. And Wales is surrounded by them, what's known as the Ring of Stone. Edward I, as the King Longshanks from the movie Braveheart, he built many castles to keep the Welsh suppressed. Now, the castle itself is very beautiful. I'll post a picture on the Facebook page. You may have already seen it. The newer Doctor Who episodes one of the episodes was filmed there. It's the one with Matt Smith as the Doctor, and the castle was set on a Disney World type world, and there was the Cybermen in it, and it's memorable for half a Cyberman sitting down playing chess. Now, there's also a legend linked to the castle. Round about the 18th century, the castle was in its Norman castle, its ruined shape, and a lady of means took up residence there, and she converted a small part of it into an apartment, and she lived there with 2 servants. And one full moon night, a ghost of a well-dressed man was seen wailing, walking around the castle, calling the gold, the gold. Now, this lasted for a few nights, and as you can imagine, the servants made off on their heels. Now, the lady in question, she hired 2 less faint-hearted farm workers to come to help her. And through research, she found that the ghost was that of a custodian of the castle from the time of the Civil War, the English Civil War between the Royalists and the parliamentarians, Oliver Cromwell, Charles II, and all that. Now, according to her research, he was a profiteer from the war and done quite well for himself, and he had some gold. And he made a pact with the devil. And he reneged on his deal with the devil and kept his share. As you can imagine, the devil wasn't too chuffed about this, but could not get at the custodian of the castle, as he was a wizard and practiced and had protection spells around the castle. But unfortunately, he had a heart attack and died, and his magic would not let his spirit leave the castle either. So he just wandered around aimlessly, as in the story goes, until Judgment Day. Now, the lady traced the movements of the ghost as he would appear every full moon night, and they traced down that there was a cave underneath the castle. And there actually are caves in the area as well, so there's some truth in the legend there. Now, she had the 2 foul hands move a rock, and with lit torches they went down into the cave, and they found a chamber. And in this chamber was a chest filled with the Civil War gold, and the chest was guarded by 2 eagles. And as the workmen approached, The eagles shrieked and they left. So they returned the next night with pistols and shot at the eagles. And quickly the eagles went for them, and they managed to escape, just about escape with their lives. So then the story goes a bit Van Helsing, and they had silver shot made and had a priest bless it, and they returned to the cave the next night and again fired at the eagles, but this time the silver balls had no effect, and the eagles screeched and went for them, and water torrented into the cave and flooded, and they managed to get out in time. The next full moon, they went back, and this time they could not find the entrance to the cave, and no matter how they tried, they could not find the entrance to the cave again. Now, having eagles guard a cavern with gold in it instead of a dragon is not unheard of in Celtic lore, but it is rare, but it does happen. There are several stories of animals, of totem animals, like the eagle guarding a cave. Again, if you think about it, at the end of the day, a dragon is a totem animal as well. It's a very unusual story. It's one of the later ones from legend, and it seems to blend a lot of elements of other stories in. Again, caves disappearing, treasures being there. And that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed it, and catch you again in episode 21. If you could subscribe to the YouTube channel, and again like the Facebook channel, that'd be great. And thanks for listening.